A video game is nothing without a great boss, right? A villain who urges you to rush to the end of the game just to kill them, but then you get to the boss fight just to watch another even stronger boss make the final killing blow. Well, in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some video game bosses that have killed other video game bosses. Stick around because any real video game fan is not going to want to miss a second of this video. With that out of the way, let's get right into it. First, we have Jason Todd, Red Hood, Batman, Arkham Knight. In the Arkham video games, Jason Todd is saved for the every last entry and is revealed to be the sinister Arkham Knight, a masked figure hell-bent on killing Batman, due to the fact that Batman could not save him from the Joker's wrath so many years ago. Batman was convinced that he was dead, and therefore it was quite a shock when we found out that he was not only alive, but he's trying to make sure that we are not come the end of the game. However, the boss fight between the player and the Arkham Knight is hardly a boss fight, as the player must traverse through an old abandoned subway station, avoiding turrets and sniper fire to eventually corner Jason on a sniper's perch and destroy him. When the player finally achieves this goal, Jason Todd puts on a new mask, one that is eerily similar to the Red Hood mask that he is most known for wearing. Jason does escape this encounter and is only seen one more time in the game's main story, when he ends up saving Batman from the clutches of a scarecrow. However, a few months after the game was released, a DLC pack came out that saw the player play as Red Hood and begin his crime-fighting journey in Gotham. Jason obviously works solo, as he does not believe in Batman's moral code of not killing, which makes his brand of justice much less kind. In fact, Jason's first mission is to track down Black Mask, an infamous boss in the Arkham series, and kill him, which he finally does at the end of his DLC. Jason tracks him down to his hideout, and after a brief fight, he ends up kicking him out of a window, where he watches his body hit the pavement in a brutal performance of finality. It may not be Batman's way, but it is Jason's way, and he owns it. But he is not the only boss to have killed other bosses in the Arkham universe. Next, Joker from Batman Arkham Origins. Batman Arkham Origins is truly one of the most underrated titles in the series, as it is the only one not made directly by Rocksteady. People did not give it much of a chance, but this game did have tons to offer, including a multiplayer mode. But one thing it also offered was a boss killing another boss, and who else would that boss be if not for the clown prince of crime himself, the Joker? In the game, Joker disguises himself as Black Mask and hires a great deal of assassins to kill Batman before the night is through. He hires Lady Shiva, Deadshot, Deathstroke, Copperhead, Electrocutioner, Killer Croc, Firefly, and Bane to compete against one another to ensure that Batman is dead before the end of the night. Early on in the game, prior to Batman finding out that Black Mask is actually Joker in disguise, the player is sent to a washed-up boat that is now used as a fighting ring for criminals. And guess who we find there? Electrocutioner taking on all challengers. Seems kind of unfair seeing as Electrocutioner has a set of electric gloves that can shock people to death with a single touch. But hey, what do I know, right? Batman and Electrocutioner square off in a boss fight that only lasts a few seconds, as Batman delivers one very well-placed kick to Electrocutioner's jaw, allowing Batman to strip him of his electric gloves so he can use them for himself. After the fight, Electrocutioner is only seen one more time in the Arkham series, and it is in a meeting in which Joker finally reveals to his criminal gang that he is not Black Mask, but actually the Joker. He ensures the criminals that he still has the money for the person who kills Batman, but he wants results, and he wants them fast. While he's explaining this, the Electrocutioner is scrolling through his phone, refusing to respect the Joker. Instead of putting up with his insubordination, Joker simply kicks Electrocutioner out a window and watches as his body hits the floor with a horrific splat. I don't know what it is with these Arkham games and bosses kicking other bosses out of windows, but they sure do love to throw it in their games. But speaking of games that love to have boss-on-boss violence, let's hop into our next entry. Up next, Shadow the Hedgehog from Sonic Adventure 2. Every fan of Sonic the Hedgehog knows that his all-time arch-rival is Shadow the Hedgehog, an evil hedgehog made by Dr. Robotnik using Sonic's DNA to perfectly match and counter Sonic's abilities. Well, in Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic and Shadow do battle quite a few times, with neither coming out any worse for wear, but it is in the final moment of this game in which they realize that neither one will make it out alive if they do not work together. The pair find themselves on a spaceship made by Dr. Robotnik himself, and we find out that the ship is containing a monster created by Dr. Robotnik's grandfather that was meant to serve as a prototype for the creature capable of defeating Sonic, who is replaced by Shadow, the completely immortal counterpart to Sonic. The pair work as a unit to take down the large space beast, and the player actually takes control of Shadow and Sonic while doing so. However, in the end of the battle, the pair of hedgehogs must transform into their most elite forms, which for some reason turns Sonic from blue to gold and Shadow from black to white. Anyway, the pair do some damage to the monster, and Shadow delivers a final blow, which in turn sacrifices himself. As the beast dies, Shadow plummets down to Earth lifeless, but it is all for nothing because because when the next game starts up, guess who's back like Shady? Shadow, the unkillable brother of Sonic, because of course he is. Did you really think that Sega was just going to kill off their best villain? Wake up, Sonic fans. Anyway, even though it's revealed that Shadow is in fact alive, I wouldn't count on him killing any more bosses with Sonic anytime soon. But I guess, hopefully, a hedgehog can dream, right? Speaking of bosses who will likely never kill another boss for you ever again, let's go ahead and talk about a boss that will likely be killing bosses for years to come. Up next, Darth Vader from Jedi Fallen Order. Jedi Fallen Order was one of the best games that EA put out while under the exclusivity deal they hatched with Star Wars due to its amazing world building, gameplay design, and memorable story. But I think we can all agree that the most memorable moment in the entire game comes at the end when you come face to face with the final boss, the second sister, Trilla. Jedi Padawan Cal Kestis is tasked with fighting a holocron that holds the names of Force-sensitive children around the galaxy, ensuring that it does not fall into the hands of the Empire and its army of Jedi hunting Inquisitors. During this journey, Cal clashes with multiple Inquisitors, including the seventh sister and Trilla, the second sister, and most elite Inquisitor in the game. However, towards the end of the game, Cal and Trilla come face to face one last time, with the player obviously coming out on top, regaining possession of the holocron. As Trilla explains to Cal why she has fallen from the Jedi and has become the monster that she is today, the sound of the Force closing Trilla's windpipe can be heard, followed by the sinister robot breathing of the Dark Lord of the Sith himself, Darth Vader. Vader appears to the player on an elevated platform behind Trilla and jumps down to stand behind Trilla. Vader then says, "You have failed me, Inquisitor," to which Trilla responds with, "Avenge us," before she is cut down by Darth Vader. She is of course referring to the fact that all the Inquisitors were former Jedi like Cal, who were tortured and manipulated into joining the dark side. The game then allows for the player to charge and attack Darth Vader, but all the player's attacks will be blocked by Vader because, well, it's Darth Vader. But I mean, this game takes place between episode 3 and 4, so you knew that Vader was going to make an appearance in this game in some capacity, and what an epic appearance it was, am I right? Hopefully he can appear again in the upcoming sequel to this game, and maybe he can help us out by killing another boss for us, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And that's all we have for you guys today on the channel. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.